Pause it.
What happened is like Bob is
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start. Yom Tov Mevorach, Erev Tov. God will give you a long and healthy and happy life. Amen. To see all these faces, especially to the fact that I came from a wedding. I saw almost 75% of the class in that wedding. I don't know, all of them connected to this, to the Kenchur and to the Elisha family, that the Almighty God will give them a long life and a healthy life. Binyan Adead על אדני התורה והמצוות, and let us say amen. Our class is going to be לעילוי נשמת האיש הקשר והישר שנפטר בשם טוב מן העולם, dedicate. ניסן בן יעל, רוח השם ייתן לכם בגן עדן, תהיה נשמתו צורה בצורה חיים. Our class is dedicated for אליהו וסתיו, that they are not here. They have askara for the grandfathers. The Almighty God will give them a long and a healthy and a happy life. Let us say amen. The topic of today is marriage, money, and
faith.
Beautiful. So we're going to try to touch each one of them in the short version that we have, in the short time that we have. First of all, thank you very much for coming. Money, I'm going to touch about something that's connected to the faith and connected to the marriage and connected. I'm going to try to connect all the dots. The first thing is, if it's one sin that a person cannot do, one mistake that you cannot do in life, which mistakes you cannot do? That this is the worst avera that you can do. One of the few people that when Mashiach is going to come, they're not going to wake up. You know what the punishment is that? Not only Gan Eden is not good for you, not only, because they have a few people, the Gemara mentioned 3 of them, that they don't come up from Gehenna. These people, their punishment, one of them is, Mechila, that I mentioned it, but this is what the Gemara said, anyone that have a relationship with a married woman, that she's not his wife, will never come up from Gehenna. His Gehenna is permanent. Meaning there's no Gan Eden, no 11 months, no 12 months. You can say Kaddish all day long. The guy is dead. No one. But they have anyone that embarrass a human being in public. Well, you see how extreme? The one that Noanenu had forbidden relationship with the married woman. Some of us understand. Embarrassing, how many times we embarrass each other in public? How many times the wife is making comments? How many times the husband making comments? And usually when you make comments, you have to be in public, because this is the purpose. The purpose is to embarrass you, to make you so small. Amalbin penei chavero barabim. Anyone that is very embarrassing his friends in public, do not come up from Gehenna. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we have to do teshuvah. We have to do teshuvah. We have to do teshuvah. This is the emet. The emet is we have to make teshuvah. You know, as much that deep down, and when we wake up in the morning and we look in the mirror, Michael, what do we say in the mirror? Mirror. Who is the great guy in town? Adam HaRishon is me. I'm a doctor, Dr. Polat. I'm a doctor. He took me 7 to 10 years. I'm analysis. But the emet is, wow, Robbie, we have to do teshuvah. Wow, you know what the teshuvah we have to do? Teshuvah is not only to keep Shabbat, to keep kashrut, that is as important that you can get, no doubt. But teshuvah is not to embarrass someone else in public. Wow, you know what it means to be stuck in Gehenna? After 120 years that you suffer to finish this ride, and then you're stuck forever? המלבין פני חברו ברבים, אין לו חלק לעולם הבא. You have no share in the world to come. Scary, באמת scary. Daniel, scary. You're thinking about big averot, massive mistakes. But they have one avera, not one few, but one of the few. One avera that if you do it, not only that you don't come out from Gehenna, you don't come completely out. Meaning is one of the only people that when Mashiach will come very soon, hopefully tonight or tomorrow, why tomorrow? אני מאמין בכל יום שיבוא, and every day, we didn't finish the day yet. So hopefully Mashiach is going to come today. Which avera Mrs. Benjamin of a person cannot do? Cannot do. He cannot afford to do this avera. This is where cash is coming in. You know which avera? This avera in our generation is so popular. And people make so much money because of it. Today was a rabbi that called me and he said, Rabbi Vaknin, do you know some people that can give me loan? I want to buy a house. And I need some loan for the 10% down deposit. I said, listen, because they don't know you. I mean, it took me 10 years, or maybe even less. But people know me, and the Baruch Hashem, thank God, the Almighty God gave us the power to pay all the loans. I mean, we didn't pay the new house loan, but we paid the previous. So our name is good in the market. But if you don't know the name of the rabbis, and you don't know the rabbis, are you going to give him loan? I said, Rabbi, I can get you a loan in 10 minutes. But the only thing that is going to take is that you're going to pay 8 to 10% interest. Anyone that give money to his friends and take interest for the money, how do you call it? Not money exchange. They have another cash advance. Will never wake up when Mashiach is going to come. He doesn't have a fixing for this ever. And a second, we're going to clear it. Beautiful. The Goyim, they do it to us. The Halacha said very simple. It's a mitzvah, no problem. Mitzvah. But to give to a Jew a loan, I said loan. I'm not talking about when you go in and you open a business together. I'm talking about loans. Money that is guaranteed. Money that is guaranteed, meaning you're going to get the money no matter what, and you're going to get the interest no matter what. In this case, the punishment of giving a loan and taking interest from your friends, your family, anyone that is a Jew, you will never come back. You know what the punishment is? That unreal, scary. Yes.
And what if it's a goy? What if you're giving it to a goy? Cash it down, but you're giving it to a goy.
That I clarify the answer is a mitzvah.
It's a mitzvah.
Mitzvah.
Oh, okay.
100%. There's no problem. I'm talking about only from one Jew to another Jew. Achicha, your brothers. You know, but, and I told the rabbis in the phone today, if you want to get the money, I can get you so many, I have lines of people that will give you 8%, 10%, 18%. What's the reason that this punishment is so severe? What's the reason?
It's not
I
your
will
money,
tell you
it's
today
God's
2
money.
reasons. What?
It's not your money, it's God's money. Hashem's
By the
money.
way, we'll tell you this one. It was a story like that. I believe that it was Rabbi Yonatan Eiveshitz, Cohen, one of the biggest rabbis in Europe. He came out, and I believe that it was Rabbi Yonatan Eiveshitz. One of the rich people in the community, maybe the richest one, all day long he used to give loans to Jews, to the whole community, and used to take interest. Everybody hated him. The whole community hated the guy. Because he was loaded. He was not a shark. He was a whale. He was a whale. And he gave all his money with interest. It became more and more. You don't understand. There's no end to the money. You give 1 million, and at the end of the year, you have 2 or 3 or maybe 5 million. If you take 10%, just imagination how much is that. No. When he died, the whole community was dancing. Thank God he's dead. Hashem Melech, Hashem HaKadosh. The whole community hates this guy. So the community decides to punish the family that charge and steal so much money from the community. They will charge for his grave $100,000 for a grave. Now usually grave costs $5,000. The children, like the father, like the children, you know, the food doesn't fall down. They call this the Caesar, the king of that country. And they snitch on the Jews. They said the Jews, they are ganavim. Why they ganavim? This is the receipt, $100,000 instead of $5,000. Why are they charging us so much? Was a business? Legally, you cannot do it. So the king called the rabbi and said, Rabbi, you have 10 minutes to give me a good answer. And hopefully, I will like it. Because if not, you and the community is in a problem. I will put you in the jail, most likely. I will charge the community millions of dollars penalty for what they did. How can you do something? So the rabbi is thinking, it was a giant, smart, you know. The rabbanim in the old generation, they had mind. Look at the old generation, he's well. Sometimes you're going into a rabbi, you get answers. How I never thought about it. The rabbi is thinking about it, looking at him and said, have an answer, I don't need 10 minutes, 10 seconds. So what's the answer? It's very simple. You see, we're Jews. We believe that Mashiach can come every second. Every second. So when we sell a grave, we cannot charge too much. Because this grave is temporary. Maybe 1 day or 2 days, you're going to wake up and that's it. But this guy, he doesn't come back. He's Rahmat Kunan forever. For permanent grave, we're charging 100,000. The king loved the answer. He said, "Whoa, the king is looking at the rabbi. He said, "Whoa, Ashrechem Israel." The king put all the whole family in the jail. Rashaim. For years you stole money from your own brothers. What a chutzpah is that? The king got upset with the family. Because one of the people that doesn't come back, as much that this is easy money, one of the answers is why. Measure to measure. What is measure to measure? Measure to measure meaning, you kill a person forever, God kill you forever. When you give a person $1 million loan, 10% every year is how much? 100,000. I'm not a businessman, but I know. Are you going to be ever able to pay back the loan? Never, right? You know what it means to pay interest $100,000? Meaning $10,000 is only the interest every month. Not you, and not your children, and not your kids. Meaning, you took a family and you ruined their life forever. Interest, you ruined their life forever. God said, as you ruin their life forever, you're going to be dead forever. You kill a family forever, I will kill you forever. Beautiful explanation. You know that? Measure to measure. One reason. another reason, and Yonatan touch it. That reason has been brought from no other, from the Kli Yakar. Kli Yakar, Kodesh Kodosh. He read like that. שסיבת הדבר, that the reason that this punishment is so severe, כדי שהאדם לא יאבד את אמונו בשם יתברך, שהוא זן ומפרנס לכל. And this is the reason that we have Shemitah. And this is the reason we count in the Omer. You see, every night we count in the Omer. How do you call it? ספירת? מה זה עומר? מה זה עומר? מה זה עומר? We all count in the עומר? What is עומר? Somebody ask you in the street, I don't know, כבודה. מה זה עומר, מיכאל? מה זה עומר?
The barley sacrifice. The barley sacrifice.
Beautiful. It was a barley sacrifice between, barley is an animal's food. Wheat is a human being food. So we took for 49 days barley, we put it on the sacrifice. So we count until Shavuot. From Shavuot we change from barley to what? Wheat. And now we count in wheat. Maybe one day, maybe next week I will explain why we count in animal food and not human being. You know, a small answer is because when a minute that we left Egypt, all of us were still animals. Animals meaning a person that cannot control himself. They call it animal behavior, right?
Instinct, animal instinct.
No, animal instincts, beautiful. When a person cannot control himself from desires, food, ladies, respect, arrogant, all these things. So this is, in order to become human being, you have to get Torah. Torah teach you how to overcome. Torah made us human being. Okay, this one answer. Now we count in the Omer. Why do we count the Omer? I mean, did you know any Korban, any sacrifice that his name is Omer? Or any other names? We have Korban Chatat. Chatat meaning for the sin that we did. We have Korban Todah, for saying thank you. We have the only Korban that we've been called or from the name of the Korban. We don't call the Korban Korban Para. Why we don't call it Korban Para? Coin, if we call Korban Omer, because Omer is barley, so when you give a cow, what's the name of the Korban supposed to be? Para. If you give a sheep Korban, say Korban sheep. Why? They have another place in the Torah that the word Omer mentioned. Can you figure out where? For 40 years, what exactly we ate? Man. What was the amount of man? Omer legolgolet. Omer legolgolet. Meaning it was a size for each individual. Every morning you open the door, you have Omer. You know why we count in the Omer? Because when you take the food and you put it in the sacrifice, you have to remember that God is the one that's giving the food. It's not you. Anytime when you're giving parnasah, when you're coming back home, after you work so hard, and you're buying something to your wife, we all fall down in these traps. My wife, I bought you the flowers. I bought you the watch. When you decide to surprise, why not? Your wife definitely deserves it. You decide to be large, not large outside to play a big shot. Large inside, charity start at home. And you come to your wife and you made a vacation, beautiful Rolex watch, or even better, $15,000, $20,000, new rings. And what usually we said? I bought it for you. You bought it? This is your money suddenly? Oh, usually. You still have a problem. You know what's the greatness is to remember, even though that you bought, that is not me. With God's grace, with the merciful of God, God gave me the ability to be a messenger to buy you this gift. Don't forget who give you the beracha. Usually if you're going to come with such attitude, you will never come arrogant. Because when your wife will make you upset, right away you respond, you see, I bought you last week and you don't deserve it. You see where it came from? Because you said it's you, so automatically when somebody doesn't appreciate it, you don't appreciate it me. All this word is nice because you refer it to your success. You know why we count in the Omer? Every day to remember, not the Omer for Sfirat HaOmer. The Omer of the man, to remember that God given you parnasa. If I'm giving you a car to rent, a car, can I make money? I pay the car in cash. Can I charge you a monthly rate? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, 100%. Can I charge you money? Beautiful. If I have a building that I pay in cash, let us say amen.
Amen.
How do you call this one? How do you call this one? Parker Tower, here we go. אין רבי מגלי, סינגוגה שתיים. השם, אין עליך בעולם. You have to think big. Cohen, if I bought the Parker Tower, 3 of them, and I paid and everything in cash, halacha-wise, can I charge you rent? $3,000 or $4,000 a month, yes or no? So why, when I'm giving you money, I cannot charge you? You understand how deep is the questions? I don't understand. And in these 3 cases, I make money. So why not? Listen to the answer of the clear. Jonathan, so lucky that you come tonight. Classes become deeper and deeper. You're so lucky that you come tonight. Shmuel, you know what?
I wait for you.
You know why? Dr. Palat, we're going to come to you. You know why? Because when you give in a car, can the car be damaged?
Yes.
Is any risk for the car to be damaged? Is always a risk for the engine to go out, for the transmission to go out, for the tires to go out. I mean, you know, how do you call it? Wear and tear? How do you call it? Wear and tear, beautiful. Yes, right? The rabbis, after the test and the immigration, they become perhaps American. You know when you want new word? Yeah? No, I got the test. I passed the test. Very soon. Yeah. But now, so it's wear and tear, right? Beautiful. When I'm giving you a house, can the value of the houses go down?
Yes.
Crash down. In Florida, it was maybe 10 years ago that all my community bought houses like it's not tomorrow. And the prices went from 150 to 300, 350. Orlando was fire. And then from no reason, I don't know what exactly happened, crisis. You know what exactly happened to the houses? 75 to 50 to 75,000. Meaning you owe the bank 150, when the house 50,000.
Wow.
You know, happened. So beautiful. When I invest money in crypto, yes, you see, new word, crypto. You know crypto? Bitcoin and his friends. No, somebody teach me this week the word. I didn't know what is crypto. So what's crypto? Everybody's talking about crypto. What is crypto? He said, Rabbi Vaknin, do you know what is Bitcoin? I said, okay. I don't know. I heard some. Now, Bitcoin and all his friends, all the other company and all the competitions, they call in general crypto. But crypto can go down.
Yeah.
Crash down 60%, no? 60, 70, every day is another few percent. Crash down from 65 or 66
29.
to 20, like 50% off, right? Everything can. If I give you money and I'm asking you interest, can I lose this money? Can the money go down?
Yes. Yeah.
Very rare to go because I'm charging the percent, and the percent usually is very high in the private loans. So meaning the money is guaranteed and the interest is guaranteed. Do you know what's exactly happened when you take a business that becoming guaranteed? You stop to believe in God because you don't need God anymore. When you have a house, you always need God. Please God, make sure that the house is going to be okay. The plumbing is going to be working. Problem with the plumbing meaning you have to break the whole sheetrock and redo it. So you have to all day long when you see the house. Your wife say wow, and you say ay. But I want to make sure that the house is going to be. When you drive in a car, you're always praying that the tires is going to be good, and the engine is going to be good, and everything is going to be good, and there's no scratch because every scratch just for the paint, it depends which car. Some of you is $5,000 at a door because the car that you drive in, and some of us 500 to 1,000 easy for every door that you got. Now I had a car For 6 years or maybe 9 years that I was living in Brooklyn, my neighbor, an Italian boy, he didn't like us so much. When I say so much, meaning he hated us dearly. And every time I used to park the car, he used to scratch the whole car from the beginning until he didn't miss a point. You know how much it cost? $5,000 just to pay, because you have to pay the water. No, it's not my car, it's a leasing car. So thank God I got a solution that you can pay $500 and you get $5,000 at the end of the at the end when you replace. Every year I used to take 500 in order to make sure that it's low life. I know he's going to do it. So you always worry.
You still alive?
But when you get,
We'll take care.
you want to hear the story?
But we got him.
You want to hear the story?
I'm sure you prayed.
I will tell you the story. His father was, I believe that he was very jealous. Because, the Syrian Jews, like the Bukharian Jews, the community that I was the rabbi of the Shami family, Shami community. They have the Halabi in Shami, like in Bukhara. Now, the Shami Jews came 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and Rabbi, you know what? In 10 years, all of them have villas, and all of them have mansions, and the people that that just came, and 10 years, 15 years, empire. Now you see this house, he didn't sleep at night, this guy. So, he called the building department on us. I built a guest house. We call it the guest house of Avraham Avinu. We used to have 20 to 25 people every week coming and eating for 7 years. And once a month, 65 people. Our home was only bed. And then my wife was cooking alone for 7 years, alone. Some people, they ask the wife to cook for 3 people. She need to make yoga 3 days before. Maze, why you bring 4 people? Why only 4? Why 1 extra? Balagan! My wife, 65, 65 people. She's the only one that's cooking. And she started to cook from Thursday because she's very organized. She started to cook 3 courses every meal. You don't understand how much food.
5 people at the restaurant.
Yeah, it's a restaurant, officially. And every Shabbat. So we call it Avraham Avinu. Now, I did showers downstairs, I did small kitchens. Honestly, I didn't know. The whole New York have showers in it. The building department know the rule. And this guy called the building department and he opened the doors. They came and they took selfie from everything that we had. Guest house of Abraham, we came to sleep. I said, you want something to eat? He said, Rabbi, don't bribe me. I said, no, my wife is cooking amazing food. He said, if you overcash 1 thing, you offer me food, but it's a joke. Okay, he gave us a ticket. There was no. And then I decided to do something. I said, enough is enough, God, we have to do something. We have to make the shortcut. I went in Pesach, we sat down, and when we do Dam, Tzfardea, Kinim, Datzach, Adash, Ba'achav, right? Rabbi Yehuda, I took the cup, known to be by Moroccan, known to be old tradition. I went into his house, I put like this all over the house, and I said, God, this month is the last month that is here. ויקח אותו אלוקים ואיננו. You're going to take him. I had 1 minin, God had another minin, he had mercy on him. I don't know why, but I had 1 minin, he had another minin. And 2 weeks later, the guy cannot. He went in, don't ask, Cohen, until now, is that he was living like a Gan Eden for him. He moved into the Bronx. Until now, he doesn't understand what made him. And 2 weeks, he moved to Bronx. He didn't sleep at night. He told his wife, listen, we have to move to Bronx. We have to move to Bronx. They both went looking for an apartment. And they moved. And I said, Hashem Malach, Hashem Melech, and Alecha Borulam, Dam, Tzfardea, Kinim, Datzach, Adash, Ba'achav, Rabbi Yehuda, נותן בהם סיום. מה זה לבורא עולם? How much we have to suffer? No, okay. I know some of you got the message, but you use it only to our enemies. You don't use it to Chaz v'Shalom. Where we are, let's go back. So, why money? Because when you are certain in life, when you have something that you do that is 0 risk, you know what exactly happens? You lose faith. When you lose faith, God has nothing to do with you. The worst level to get in life is to lose faith. Nothing is worse from losing faith. So the Kli Yakar writes that the reason that we had, and this week parasha, last week was what? Shemitah. What is Shemitah? Shemitah, Yonatan, is when God asked the whole Jewish land, the only business that was was fruit and vegetable. In that time, there was no computer, no electronic, no watches. It was only fruit and vegetable. The only business, imagine yourself, God is asking all of us, for 1 year to stop our business. You don't do nothing this year. You go to yeshiva and you study. And he tell you not only that you're not losing, you're going to make enough money for the 6, for the 7, and for 3 years. Not only that you're not losing, you're going to make advance, and you're going to make money one. Is any logic to this? Yes. They call it faith. They call it emunah. This is what Shabbat it's all about. Once a week, you close in your business, you close in everything, you come to synagogue, you cannot discuss about business, you pray 3 hours in the morning, usually in every morning, if the chazan is above 25 minutes, you become fuming. At Shabbat, you're singing, you hear the shiur Torah of the rabbis, you come later on, and God said, you know what's bless you for the whole week? Shabbat. When you come to the synagogue, meaning you believe in me. When you close in your business, meaning you believe in me. When you come, meaning if you believe in me, I will pay you for it. So the reason that interest is so bad, because interest kill faith. This is the main reason. The beautiful, not deep. Kli Yakar writes that you cannot lose faith under any condition. Do you know why?
Rabbi, well, why wouldn't I have that same feeling if I do it to Goyim? If I go to the Goyim and I'm making interest, why wouldn't I?
Oh, so this is a deeper answer. Then this answer is not good enough. You see, there are many answers why repeat is not allowed.
You know what I thought to answer?
Yes.
I thought you would not feel lack of faith because Hashem is the one who allowed you to do it. Beautiful. You know what? You still will depend on it because you only know that you are succeeding because Hashem allowed.
Cohen, I love it. Let's follow this one. Let's follow this direction. I love it. Next week is going to be a little discussion on Chinuch Eladim. Education of children is very, very important class. Please make the effort to be here. If there's any crisis in our life, in our generation, is marriage is crisis, Shalom Bayit is crisis, and Chinuch Eladim is crisis. The 3 things that we all struggle. Shalom Bayit is something that you have to work, and I always said, 24/7 until 120. There's no minute, and everybody that is married, and the thousands of people that watching us via the internet know that 1 word to your wife that is not right, 1 week of good, 1 month of good, or maybe 1 year of good, just disappeared. A minute that they flip, then you have to work everything again. You have to be so careful because building Shalom Bayit is a lifetime job. Ruin Shalom Bayit is 1 word.
Rabbi, that's both ways or just
100%. Yes, but man usually is not overreacted so much. No, we have to be sane. Man is not Rabbi Wagner is honest, what can I tell you? He's not overreacted so much. Yes, even if he's overreacted, every woman knows if you tell your husband, I love you, and you look at him like this, and you move your eyes, that's it, he even forgot what was the fight. A woman doesn't forget so fast. She has a memory and a good memory. No phone and no computer can compete with the wife memories. Their memory is unlimited. No data, no beta, no nothing can compete. Our wife memory, zikaron and netzach. So we spoke about it, but okay. So this is the money issue, money and faith. We spoke about money. I do want to mention and if you give a loan, just to enclose them, if you do give a loan to a Jew and you want to sign a contract with them, they have a way that called Shtar Iska. Please do it with the rabbis. A rabbi is better that you're not going to do it because it's a mitzvah to give a loan. It's a mitzvah. Even to a rich man. Loan have nothing to do with poor or rich. Loan you give even to rich people because they want to go up with the business. So it's a mitzvah. If you have the money, it's a mitzvah. But at the same time, if you want to make money from it, either the star meaning, when we sign the contract said, and I'm just going to explain, if we already touched in halacha, so just to explain, you know what the star said? That you and me and 75% or whatever, what we decide, is a loan. And then 25 to 40% is investment. Investment meaning, if you're going to prove me with 2 witnesses that you lost the money, you don't have to pay me. Meaning I put part of it with the risk to lose. On this part I can make money. I'm a partner. I'm not. Interest rate is only in the loan that you cannot lose. If you cannot lose completely not, then we have a problem. But if I'm invest, let's say you open a new store, and I said, you know what, I want to be your partner. How much costs the store? 50,000? I'm giving you 25. Tell me if the store is going down, that I'm losing my money, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, right? It's not interest. You can make as much money you want.
Right.
You can make 100,000 in a year, no problem. Because this is not considered to be interest.
Right.
Interest rate, rebate is only when you cannot lose. So just to clarify, yes.
In America, people could file bankruptcy and then they could lose.
No, you have to have 2 kosher witnesses.
I'm saying,
That you didn't lose on purpose, and the loss is really lost. Not lost because of the government that you just want to make money. No, you're not supposed to lose from something like this. Because of that, what you're doing with the,
but there's a lot of people that lose money from giving loans. Whenever they file bankruptcy, then they lose the money, no?
what's mean finance and
The borrower.
the
The borrower, if he files bankruptcy, the person that lent on
yes,
the,
no,
on
but
interest
the
doesn't
loan
get
that you
nothing.
the loan that you give in halacha wise, if you give a normal loan with witnesses, I have to pay you.
Even if he files bankruptcy?
No, you're going to take me 5 years or 10 years. I have to pay.
Personally,
If I don't make interest, you have to pay me the loan. What do I have to do?
What if,
Bankruptcy.
what if he doesn't?
Make 10 times bankruptcy.
What if he charges interest, but the guy is able to file bankruptcy in America,
I
so
see.
there's a risk to lose?
Very nice. The money that he put, 5% to 10%, that money is a risk. Not the 95% to 90% or 80% of the money. No, you divide the loan. Let's say a certain amount, the biggest amount is loans. I don't make money, but you have to pay me. And a certain amount is at risk. This is what the contract is doing. On that money, I can make money. And I can lose money. This is where you play around. This is where they create a beautiful system.
You become like a business partner.
Yes, exactly. On that part of money. Okay?
A percentage.
If we're already talking about faith, I saw a beautiful class. The rabbi that I love very much, Rabbi Eyal. Rabbi Eyal Amrami. It's one of Rabbi Eyal Amrami. Eyal Amrami. I want you to watch him in he's incredible rabbi. באמת incredible. He speaks simple, very simple in Hebrew. Simple, very simple, and things that go straight to the heart. What he said usually is always talking about, mainly about faith and emunah. And he asked a question like this. We're standing a few weeks before what? Matan Torah. 3 weeks from now it's going to be even less. Matan Torah. Matan Torah, right? Matan Torah meaning we got the gift that's called Torah. The greatest gift in human being life. God gave us the greatest gift. Dr. Pala, the greatest gift. What's Ishmael the greatest gift, Torah? If the greatest gift is Torah, what's the purpose of Torah? So what's the purpose of this gift? We understand בראשית ברא אלוקים, למה הקדוש ברוך הוא יצר את העולם בשביל התורה, שנקראת ראשית. But what's the purpose of Torah? What's the purpose? Listen to the purpose. He bring in the Gaon Mivina. The Gaon Mivina writes that the purpose of Torah is no other. מטרתו של מתן תורה is not necessary to keep Shabbat, to keep kashrut, טהרת המשפחה, תפילין, all the mitzvot that you do is not the purpose. That mitzvot is a tool to get to the purpose. A person have to know his target, his destination. There was once a wife that had a fight with the husband. So they screaming at each other, fighting. And then the wife decided, you know what, I'm leaving. So she went outside of the house. She stopped the taxi. The taxi stopped. And he said, excuse me, ma'am, where are you going to? He said, Chutzpan, even my husband I didn't tell. You want me to tell you? How do you want me to drive if I have no target? You have to have me, right? Ways, you cannot drive with them. You have to put the place, and then he tell you. How did they end? No, when you get to the destination,
You arrive at your
you arrive in your destination. So what is the destination of Torah? We understand that Torah is a gift. I don't have to mention it. We spoke so many classes. What's the destination? Why are we keeping 630 mitzvot? All day long, wake up in the morning, not speaking Lashon Hara. Everything that we're doing to the small details. Shmirat ha'inayim. What's the purpose of it? Come the Gaon Mevina and said, כי עיקר מתן תורה is בשביל הביטחון. אמונה וביטחון. שנאמר, ויקם עדות ביעקב ותורה שם בישראל, בעבור ישימו בהשם כסלם. ומהו מהות הביטחון? שכל מה שקורה איתו בחייו, זה לטובתו. ולכן יגיע למנוחת ליבו ושלוות רוחו, ביודעו שהשם מנהיגו לטובתו. You heard that? You know what's the purpose? What's the purpose of Torah? In 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks from now, we're going to receive the Torah once again. And when we're going to receive the Torah, we have to ask ourselves, what is the message? What I'm taking for me? What God is talking to me through the Torah? What did God want to tell me? Listen to this. What a shiur you came. You came to a beautiful and a deep shiur. A beautiful and a deep. He said like this. The purpose of the Torah, keeping Shabbat, coming to the synagogues, giving charity, putting talit katan, tzitzit, tefillin, everything that you're doing, the whole day long, candle lighting, kosher food, and mikveh, everything that you just to get to one purpose. How do you call this purpose? Emunah. Faith in God. To realize that God is running the show. And how do you know that you have faith in God? How do you know that? How do you know that you really believe? My brother always said at Tzaddik, that everybody is talking about faith, very few people really believe. כולם מדברים על אמונה, מעט מאוד מאמינים. Everybody's talking. Today it's become a trend. Every rabbi, every person will tell you, אני מאמין. How do you know that you מאמין? You know how you know that? How do you know that you מאמין? What is the test? Barometer? Barometer. In English, we call it again. Measurement. What is the measurement to know that I really have emunah in Hashem? Mrs. Pelchasov, what's the measurement? You know what the measurement? That you always have peace in your heart and smile in your face. You never get upset. Not when it's good. When somebody scratch your car, you understand that this is God did it to me. It's not this person. And whatever God is doing is for my good. This is the essence of emunah. To understand that everything that happened in your life happened for good. You lost money in a Bitcoin or in any other ways. You closed the business. A customer came to you, 3 hours drive you nuts, asked you so many questions, and a minute later you went to buy from your competition. And you said, I don't understand, I just spent 3 hours with this guy. And you went to my competition to... You lost a case in a courthouse. No, God is doing it for you. לטובתך. You had accident, a flat tire. You know how difficult it is to understand that? Shimon, you know what the level is that? That you never get upset? Somebody did bad, you got ticket. And instead of crying, you start to dance. Say, בורא עולם, תודה רבה על הטיקט. Thank you very much for the scratch. Thank you, Hashem. Because I know that this is the purpose. You're keeping Shabbat to realize, this is what we talk about, interest, money and faith. Your wife told you something or your husband react. There's a faith in God. God is cleaning you up. If we realize, we don't understand, we're going to make a restart or switch in our head. How deep is that? A woman this week spoke with me. She said, Rabbi Vaknin, this woman speaking so much bad about me. She is very close to me. And she's speaking Lashon Hara, and you don't understand who she spoke Lashon Hara. To the closest people, what I'm supposed to do? Can I confront this woman? Can I take this woman to the rabbis? Can I go and fight with this woman? What are you going to answer? Normal person said, go and fight. לשון הרע, רכילות, you're going to go to Gehenna, send up. A better person will say, take it to the rabbi and try to fix it. And the Chafetz Chaim writes, send the flower. Give a bouquet flower with chocolate, with bonbonera. Thank you very much for talking Lashon Hara about me. Do you know why? Because this woman is doing so much mitzvot, so much I cannot mention. But they're doing so much mitzvot. The one that spoke Lashon Hara, she's doing so much. I said, you know what? The Chafetz Chaim writes, anyone that speaks bad about you, all his mitzvot is going to you. Now you become loaded. Loaded. You just got millions, maybe trillions of dollars of mitzvot. When a woman is talking, when a man is talking, when a family is talking bad about you, השם מלך. בורא עולם, תודה רבה. תודה רבה, אין עליך השם, שהמשיכו כפרה. You send them a bouquet and you said, do not stop, continue. Make it even more balagan, more janganuzim. Now, you know what the faith you need in order to understand that? You know how difficult is that? Because our reaction just right away to speak לשון הרע and to make the name even more dirty. שעיקר תכלית נתינת האמונה היא בשביל התורה, היא בשביל האמונה. The purpose and the main purpose of giving the Torah and receiving is to understand, to believe in God. ואיך ידע האדם שהוא מאמין, and how that the person knows that he's believing, מנוחת ליבו ושלוות רוחו. His heart is always relaxed. He doesn't jump in, tick, 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 tick. 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 Nothing. Nothing. Somebody scratched the car. Nothing. Tick. Tick. 2 minutes later. Nothing. He's not moving. He's not moving. Moving slowly, slowly. They check the AKG. How do you call the check? AKG, Baruch Hashem, it's all good. It's all good. And Shalva, he doesn't have to go to yoga classes. How did they do in yoga? Like this, like this. Doesn't have to go to yoga. Nothing. He relax. Relax. Look, you understand what the level is that? Your wife screaming. Oh. And the heart? Tick. Tick. Corey love this tick. Tick. Not tick, 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 tick. Tick. Why? This is the purpose. Somebody spoke bad about him. באמת, he was משמיים. Rabbi Yosef Karo. He have a book that he spoke with angels. Ben Chur, Rabbi Yosef Karo spoke with angels. And he asked the angel if this is emet. If somebody speak bad about you, if all his mitzvot is going to you, and the angel answer you, and the angel answer him, in his book, Megid Mesharim, emet לאמיתה. 100% emet. All his mitzvot that he ever did in life went to you. You become a multi-millionaire. And all your averot is going to him. Do you have to be upset? I don't understand. He's better from any Yom Kippur that you ever pass. You become tzaddik in 1 second. Just don't respond and don't be upset in your heart. Nothing. Clean. You see him, you give him a hug and a kiss. And you see the guy that you ruin your shidduch, the guy that you ruin your shidduch. אמונה. אמונה שכל מה ש... Imagine yourself, you do an event. And in the event, Jonathan, it's so easy to speak about faith. And in the event that you did for your son, either Brit or either Bar Mitzvah, it was missing a few salads. And the salad was there, was rotten. Nekulkal, you can smell it. Spoiled. You understand? Last week I went into the Bar Mitzvah, and listen to the mistakes. And let's see how you react. Emunah, Rabbi Vaknin, Wednesday night, we spoke about it. I believe you leave this class. I believe in God, everything is good. And tomorrow in the Bar Mitzvah, the microphone the whole night didn't work. The echo was horrible. Nobody heard. I'm trying to figure out what the Bar Mitzvah boy is saying. And the Bar Mitzvah boy spoke for 20 minutes. Nobody understood. Nothing. The father spoke. Nothing. Nobody. You don't understand. Are you going to pay this guy the salary? Are you going to stay relaxed? Tick. איזה טיק? טיק. איפה שטקן? מה זה? Do you understand that? when I made bar mitzvah to my son, happened to be that I choose one of my friends from the yeshiva. I choose his restaurant not because it was comfortable, it was the most uncomfortable place to go. I made the bar mitzvah in Yerushalayim. Obvious, the restaurant supposed to be where? Yerushalayim, next to the Kotel. With Mendy Shiri, Menachem Mendel, the first child, I did it like this. Then my friend told me, open yeshiva, I said, you know what? To give you parnasah, I'm coming all the way to you. I took bus in order to go to the restaurant, and how long it took us? 1 hour driving to his restaurant. We're in Yerushalayim, driving all the way to Kfar Chabad. He opened the restaurant in Kfar Chabad. We came into the Kfar Chabad. It was the hardest day in the year, one of the hardest days in the history of Israel. What exactly happened?
No AC.
The electric fell down, and it doesn't have any backup. Nothing. Do you know what's mean electric? This electric is not microphone. Leave the microphone. It's no microphone. It's no camera, because most of the camera need, especially for special pictures, you need the light, special light. No pictures. It was no DJ. DJ is dead because no electric. The food. No, the DJ. No, the DJ. No,
Rabbi, if I was there,
the items.
everything would be wireless. If I was there, everything would be wireless.
Our Michael is poor. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, and by Tony Michael, this way you're not going to share my story. You're going to have a better story. And then he came and he gave us Baruch Hashem wireless. But now, not only that, can you eat food when it's hot, boiling? Nobody touched the food. The bar mitzvah, all the event, not the people, Chas v'shalom, was dead. After 15 minutes, everybody left the room. They left. 15 minutes. And the food was complete. And my wife and me is looking on each other. Tick. Tick. Shalvat ruach. Menuchat halev. Peace in your heart and relaxation in your body. Can you achieve?
Tranquility.
How do you call it?
Tranquility.
Tranquility. Okay, beautiful, beautiful word. Harmony, tranquility, beautiful. You see, new word. I love it. Robbie, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Jonathan, what are you going to do? Easy to speak about faith. A customer doesn't buy from you one comment, your spouse or your children, and you blowing from 0 to 100 under 2 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Event that you pay so much.
Yeah, you had justification also.
100%. And the whole event is gone. You cannot fix it. I mean, people are not going to go to another restaurant, they left. What are you doing this moment? Are you singing Hashem Alech, Hashem Alech?
So what you doing? People think
You know what I did? I will end with this one. What time is it?
What did you do?
10:25.
Okay, so I will end with this one. You know what I did? I said, God, you give me a great opportunity. Now my wife can see it. She's not supposed to know about it. Because I did something behind my back. Behind the back of my wife. It was too high to understand. But it was a great opportunity for me to do a test that I never stood up. It was a big test. My wife was fuming, obvious. She said, faith is beautiful, but lack of professional in this level, you know. Right? Lack of profession. No. Right?
We're not paying.
And you know, my wife, she's young, Sam and I, it was just, not only the food wasn't funny. Mazel fire. And he had the chutzpah to call me and to ask the full amount of money.
Full amount of money.
He's asking me the full amount. And my wife heard it and she got even more happy. Mazel happy. I told them, listen, I wanted to, okay, I don't want to pay you nothing, you want to pay me? Take me to the courthouse, sue me. The first time in my life that somebody is suing me. I said, yes, I wanted to go to the courthouse. The rabbi is not above the law. And I wanted to take me to the court. If you win in the court, I will pay you. If not, I'm not paying. We both went into the court. I spoke with one of my friends, he's one of the biggest rabbis in New York. And he said, Rabbi Vaknin, I'm your friends. Obviously, I know that you're a rabbi. אני פסול. I'm not kosher to be a judge. Because I know you personally. So I'm biased. You cannot be that I'm going to be. He gave us a phone number. And I told this guy, my friends, do not mention that I am a rabbi. Call me Asher. Very simple. This way you're Moshe, and I'm Asher, and life is amazing. Okay. He called them. We both gave our stories, side of the story. And the courthouse said, באמת, I'm not doing it only to compromise. You have to pay 50% of the cost. Meaning he lost 50% and I have to pay. Why? Why? Because the electric came out after, we just arrived, the electric came out. It was blowing in the even though that he's supposed to be, but at that time it was okay. The first 10 minutes it was still blowing the air conditioning and everything was working, and the food was ready. So the food was ready. So for the cost of the food, you have to pay. I told him, thank you. And I went and I sent wires him 100% of the money. I sent him all the money. So he's calling me. He said, Rabbi Vaknin, if you plan to pay me all the money, so why you tell me to take you to the court? I said, don't ask. I need it for my personal needs. I didn't tell him the reason. My wife doesn't know that I paid him full amount. But I will tell you the reason. Because it's such a great opportunity. Every Rosh Hashanah when I stand up and I say, God, give me life. Give me a year of life. Give my wife life. Give my community. Give us everything that we ask you. And God, I know that I don't deserve. I know that we're standing in the courthouse and we're going to lose the case. But the same way that my friend, when he lost the case, I pay full amount. And I didn't care what's the judgment. God, do not judge me according to the law. Go the extra mile. You understand what is that? It was for me a great opportunity to gain and to lose. To gain opportunity of once in a lifetime. They say, you know what, I gain in the court, I gain 50%, but I pay all of it. And I still lost. You know why? Because I want God, in our argument, always to lose. Not to lose, but to bless us. To bless. To give us a long and healthy and happy life. Gentlemen, the purpose of life is to remember Hashem Melech. Hashem Melech. Hashem Melech. God is running our life. And if God is running your life, your heart and your body and your emotion is always in the right spot. Thank you very much. Shalom.